Hey, everybody, welcome to the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz for October 21st, 2025. The Inside Blitz comes to you courtesy DEK Roofing Incorporated. And of course, I am very happy to be in the Frank Walker Law Studio. And thanks so much to the guys at Variety Sports Network for providing the platform for us as well. As usual, this is our little short form podcast that I try to do each week, and give you some thoughts that I might forget about on the podcast coming up Thursday night, or maybe it was something I forgot in the post game stuff. And by the way, I'm doing post game comments. I turn those into YouTube shorts now, and those are members only. So if you want to get involved and pay your black or gold membership fee, which I think is the low or high price of 99 cents or $1.99, we'd love to have you. It's great. Give you some minor perks, and we still have some stuff coming. So check all that out at the YouTube channel there at SC Blitz. So going back to Thursday night's game, I think you understand why Mike Tomlin reacted the way he did when he was asked about the trade of Joe Flacco going to Cincinnati from Cleveland. And I get it. I do. But at the same time, you can't lose that game. You score 31 points, and you got to get a stop. Your defense is too highly paid. Your defense has got too many good players on it, and that was a situation that reeked of Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin just screwing the pooch, so to speak. I think when you look back on it, a lot of people are screaming about the fact that, Terrell Austin, they didn't change coverage. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. Okay. So look, they definitely change coverages from time to time. My problem is, that Joe Flacco is getting rid of the ball quickly. Okay. He was pretty much, 1, 2, 3 throw. Well, most of the time what you do is you then move your corners up to try to disrupt the routes of those receivers. And yet, there's Jamar Chase, one of the best in the league, don't get me wrong, running pretty open on slant routes and 15-yard out routes. I mean, you could see he had definitely people on him on those slant routes, and he had nobody near him on the out routes. Okay, this was literally chess versus checkers at times, and I don't. It's just frustrating. I think you can tell. I'm sitting here almost a week after this, and I'm still trying to figure these things out, as we all are. And what really kind of got my attention this week too was Patrick Queen kind of talking about the fact that they were surprised the Bengals ran the ball on them. They were so amped up to stop the pass. Man, this is the National Football League. You don't get amped up to do one or the other. They are all professional players. They want to win too. They get paid too. It's not like they were never going to try to run the ball. And as soon as they found even a little bit of success, they were going to keep doing it. And they did. We made Chase Brown look like early Corey Dillon. And no offense, Chase Brown. He's a really solid player, but I mean, that just cannot happen. So they got themselves in a situation where they were unable to stop the run, unable to stop the pass. And that's a game where you literally you need a stop, and they could not get one. I think you can look at all the trends from Thursday night. Tomlin trends 0-6 on the road against AFC North competition. Can't deny it. Just the overall record is not good. Even dating back to the earliest Thursday night games, they've just not been good on the road in those games. I thought guys looked a little tired. I thought TJ Watt looked gassed towards the end. I thought Cam Hayward definitely did, but they weren't the only ones. I think when you break that down and you look at the number of plays, the Bengals ran almost 20 more plays than the Steelers did. They had time of possession advantage by about 9.5 minutes, something like that. That's what happens. That's good football. When you can possess the football, drive the football, and then score, that's the name of the game. You're wearing out the opposing defense so that if you get into a situation that the Bengals found themselves in, which of course was down a point with plenty of time left, they were going up against a very exhausted Steelers defense. So I really hope this week in that little mini bye where they had those couple of extra days, I would sure as hell hope that there were some pretty honest conversations about exactly what they're doing defensively, because what they're doing right now is not working. And you can go back and you can say, oh man, but they were so good against Cleveland. Come on, man. A rookie quarterback who didn't throw the ball more than 10 yards downfield, other than what he threw 52 times, and I think only 4 times he threw the ball past 10 yards. And as soon as they bottled up Quinshawn Judkins, I mean, the threat wasn't there. They could just keep everything in front of them, and it was fine. This D is going to be challenged this week. The Packers are going to come in. They won a really good road game in Arizona. They trailed the whole game. They took the lead under 2 minutes to go and held on. They run the ball well. They throw the ball well. They've got a very, very good tight end. They've got a nice little group of receivers. And defensively, man, Micah Parsons got absolutely after it. I think he ended up with 2 or 3 sacks on Sunday against Arizona. And there's a lot of little numbers that don't bode well because the Packers know how to stay on the field. They convert third downs, they convert fourth downs, and then you've got the Steelers who are struggling to do both of those things in terms of getting off the field. If there's some good news, it's that the Steelers are still 4-2. They're still sitting on top of the division. I think also the fact Aaron Rodgers is playing well. Okay, he is. He's playing well. Jaylen Warren had a great game. I think the offensive line seems to be showing some steady improvement over the last couple of weeks. But now we're really going to, I think, find out, because you've got a good Packers defense. We're going to be playing a really good Colts defense a week from Sunday. We got to go to the Chargers. We're gonna play an improved Bears team. We're gonna find out before we even get to game 1 against Baltimore. We're gonna find out just what's going on, how good this team actually is, both offensively and defensively. But I just hope that game isn't one that comes back to haunt us at the end of the year. If it's a 1-game situation between winning the division, and maybe a wild card, or even getting into the postseason, because there's a long way to go, everybody. And I really, they could have put a real stranglehold on things with a victory, but they brought everybody back. And I would not even count out the Bengals yet, because if Joe Flacco keeps slinging it the way he is, and if they just even create a few turnovers on defense, because their defense isn't good, then they've got a shot to hang in the game. So, and of course, Baltimore is not going anywhere. They're going to start getting healthy. The one last thing real quick, just to touch on before I wrap up, is the, I don't know, if we come up with like a nickname for the problems at Acrisure Stadium with the sod, the grass, we grass gate, sod gate. I don't know. As many of you know, the field was atrocious for the Cleveland game, and they have since stripped it. They have resodded it, and it will not be the Steelers being the first ones to use it either on Sunday night. It will be the Pitt Panthers. They will be using it Saturday, 3:30, I believe, against NC State. And last I looked, there might be some rain coming in. So I really hope this sod does the job. But the bigger issue here is there's a lot of other teams. Green Bay, ironically, is one of them, whose field looks pretty good all season long. And up there in the frozen tundra, it's not exactly easy to keep grass growing into November and December and January. But they invested. They heated the field. They have a great irrigation system. They have a great drainage system. I would certainly hope that Art Rooney, too, has had conversations with the authority about doing a better job there at Acrisure, because it's just a mess. If you're going to continue to play two teams on it, and no, don't blame Pitt, because there weren't that many games played on that field by the time that they hosted Cleveland over a week ago. There just was no reason for that field to be that nasty at this point. But again, if you're going to play two teams on it, and then you're going to bring in the high school teams towards the end of their season, you've got to have a better field condition. And they are 100% against ever going towards a field turf thing, and that's fine. I get that. I admire that, to be real frank with you. Our high school team here, they have played and will play all 9 of their games on artificial surfaces this year, which in my day and age, if you would have played one on an artificial surface, you were considered like big time, because everybody had grass fields. So I do respect the fact that they're trying to keep that grass field situation there at Acrisure, but at some point these conversations have to be had, and if they haven't already. So anyway, those are my thoughts for this week on the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz. Make sure you catch up with us on the regular show coming up on Thursday night, 10 p.m. We will be live on YouTube. We are now streaming on X as well. I think I might even get us streaming on Facebook too. So please consider watching. Consider jumping in the chat. We have a great chat, very knowledgeable people, fun people. We have a great time. We have beverages, and as most of you know. So make sure you take time to check that out. We'd love to have you. Anyway, have a great rest of the week, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you on Thursday. Go Steelers. We've had some drinks.